Hello everybody, this is my Royal Rumble 2009 review. The first thing I'll say is I'm sure this will do good business in Australia because they did hold it on Australia Day, which is a public holiday. Wow, that's a really good name for a public holiday, Australia Day. Oh, what are we going to call our National Day? Australia Day. It's like the United States called it United States Day. Jesus Christ, it's lazy. But we don't get many public holidays, so I guess it's all right. We started off the pay-per-view with Jack Swagger versus Matt Hardy for the ECW title. Everyone knew what the result here was going to be. I mean, why would you have Jack Swagger win the belt, just lose it on pay-per-view 2 weeks later? I mean, it's not really TNA. And everyone knows WWE at the moment is trying to have titles mean a bit more by having longer reigns. Of course, they're not always committed to doing that because they, like to change champions so much, but I don't know. The match itself, it was pretty good. I found it pretty enjoyable. I mean, there was a bit too many rest holds, but a lot of the heat in the match was coming from Matt Hardy himself. Not heat, but the crowd was hot for the match because of Matt Hardy, not because of sorry, the computer was doing something strange. The crowd was hot because of Matt Hardy, not because of Jack Swagger. I mean, Jack Swagger's a relative unknown who holds the title, and so you knew Matt Hardy wasn't going to win. But as I said, the crowd was pretty hot for it, and the match really picked up at the end. But Matt Hardy kind of got geeked out. 2.5 stars, good effort, just a bit slow at some points. I will say about it, but it was a good match, good opener. Next match we had was Melina versus Beth Phoenix with Santina Marella for the Women's Championship. This was quite a good match, actually. It was quite a good Divas match. I mean, it got around, about the same time as most other Divas matches get, or women's matches get. But I did enjoy this one a lot more because there wasn't as many botches, and the crowd was quite into it. I guess mostly because of Santino, because you did hear Santino chants, but I did like the bit where Beth Phoenix sort of had her in the electric chair position and just threw Melina back, and she landed on her shoulder, and you thought, oh shit, maybe she's legit injured. And then she worked on that. They used it as a part of the psychology. And then the finish of it was, for once, whenever they do these type of roll-up type of finishes for the matches, they're always messed up. They always mess them up, or they always look really awkward, but this was really well done. So, and I did enjoy the match. Maybe it's just me. But 2.5 stars for that also. Yes. Next we had the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, John Cena as champion defending against John Bradshaw Layfield with Shawn Michaels. Everyone knew the deal here. We were going to have... The match really wasn't there for match purposes. It was really just there for to see which way Shawn Michaels would turn. WWE... not WWE. TNA done the same thing, but they had it with... it was like Christian and Kurt Angle, and they had AJ in the middle. Of course, at the time, AJ was a complete geek. I mean, they made him look like a joke by having him do all this comedy stuff for so long, and it didn't really matter when you also had Tomko, who they should have actually been doing it. But this was a similar situation, and but there was an extra thing. It's like, will Shawn Michaels sell out and stay with JBL, or will he do the right thing and stay with Cena? The match itself, the match quality, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I don't get some fans sometimes. I mean, I get you don't like Cena. That's fine. I don't particularly like him, but I'm not going to boo him at shows. It's like people saying, Cena sucks. And, there was, let's go Cena sucks. But, I mean, look who he's in the ring with, JBL. What do you want, John Cena to lose the title to JBL? I mean, think about that. Do you really want JBL to be champion at, however old he is with his tits? Jesus. The match itself, it was pretty fun. I mean, it wasn't the best match they've had, but it wasn't the worst either. I mean, the match really was there just, as I said, for the sole purpose of having Shawn Michaels do something. I mean, there wasn't too many big botches, but the psychology was good because Cena did, Shawn Michaels and JBL would have time to recover and take advantage because of that. But yeah, I'll give it 2 3/4 stars, I guess. Because it wasn't really anything spectacular, but it wasn't terrible either. Next match we had was Edge versus Jeff Hardy. I'm going to spoil something for you all, so if you don't want to get something spoiled, if you haven't seen it, don't watch. But I'm sure you do want the spoilers, and that's why you are watching it. Jesus Christ, I look like I have a mullet. Let's do something with this. Jesus, I need to get a cut. And basically, everyone was expecting Christian to come back, and everyone was chanting, "We want Christian." And there was a person holding a sign saying, "Welcome back, Christian." Didn't come back. What we got instead was quite a good swerve. But I'll talk about the match first, and then I'll talk about the swerve. Make you watch a bit more of the review. The match itself was pretty good. It was much like the matches they've had in the past. Jeff botched a jumping off the top of the ladder. He was obviously supposed to do a swanton onto, or a leg drop onto Chavo Guerrero, who kept interfering. And the match was made no disqualification because Vicky was trying to play up the edge as a bad guy. Because, she's a bitch, and she got a massive amount of heat before it happened. So when the match actually did happen, there was a lot of heat on Edge because of it. And, you had Chavo interfering, which made sense until Jeff did the spot off the top of the ladder, which instead of doing a swanton or a leg drop, he just kind of fell off of it because he pushed himself off, and the ladder tipped as he did it. Other than that, the match was fine. Had some really good back and forth action, and you kept thinking, "Oh no, Jeff's going to get screwed. Oh no, he's hit the swanton on Edge. He's going to win." And then Vicky pulls the ref out. I mean, it was a bit of a clusterfuck, so it loses points for that. But at the end of the match, you had Matt Hardy come out, and he got rid of Vicky and anybody who was interfering, and then said, "Get Edge with the concerto," instead of and then got a second chair to give to Jeff, and then belted Jeff in the head with the chair. So Matt's turning, and I think at Mania it'll be Matt versus Jeff. Matt saying it's always all about Jeff Hardy, just play that up as the thing. And so obviously it was Matt who was doing all the crap, and Christian didn't come back. 3.5 stars for the match. I don't think I have enough time to talk about the match in like too much detail. I mean, as I said, it was just a decent match with some good backwards and forwards, back and forth action, not too many botches. And some good psychology because, Edge is a heel and sneaky heel and having all his, entourage interfering. So it makes sense, I guess. And I don't really just like talking about spots and then doing the thing. So, yeah. And then we had the Royal Rumble match. And this match, the Royal Rumble is always about a 4-star match. If you're going to rate it in stars, I guess I will rate it in stars. But I'll do it after I complain about something. This match wasn't too much worse than anything else that they've done, but it wasn't the best Royal Rumble. And the reason I say this was because usually in Royal Rumbles, you can always tell what's kind of going to happen. You see a big man just to decimate everybody, and he'll be standing on his own, but other people laying around, and then another one comes in. It was much the same as that, but we had, I think my problem with this was you had too many people in the ring for too long. I mean, it's okay if you have groups of people in at a time, but you want to get some of them eliminated and then have 8, 10 people at the very most in the ring at the same time, and then you have them eliminated, have a couple more come in, and it didn't do that. It's just like everything was just constantly getting piled on, and I thought it would be the opposite, where they wouldn't have too many in the ring all at once, but it just piled on until for like half an hour nobody was eliminated, or one person was eliminated every 10 minutes. So you just had so many people in there. I just couldn't follow the action. Maybe it's just me this time, but last year's Royal Rumble and the year before that, and pretty much most Royal Rumbles I've seen haven't done this thing. I mean, it felt like those battle royals where you have like 30 people or 20 people in the ring at once, and they're all just beating the shit out of each other. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You didn't have HBK in it, which was a bit disappointing. I mean, number 29 entry was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He did get a surprise with Rob Van Dam. That was pretty good. And he looked pretty decent in the ring compared to that one other time he returned in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I'll give this Royal Rumble 3 3/4 stars. As I said, the action really wasn't followed well enough. There was too many people in the ring, but it was a good Rumble. Overall for the Royal Rumble, I'll give it a 7, and I'm being generous in giving it a 7. I mean, it is the Royal Rumble, but it was a bit more disappointing. You did have Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble, and I think that the ending of the Royal Rumble was really good. How Randy Orton won it, and it was really Randy Orton versus Triple H. And I think having Randy Orton win it as opposed to Triple H is probably a better thing to do. Even though I'm not a fan of Randy Orton, but Why is everything gone red? Ooh. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Good, just a bit disappointing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.